Good day, runners. This is Coach Peter Pym for the week of July 8th, 2013. And thanks to sponsor Dead Sound Revival for this week's opening tune choice. If you enjoy alternative, then go to deadsoundrevival.com, where words fail and music speaks. So, what's been happening? Well, I'm a very excited lad this Friday morning.
Why is that, Peter?
I'll tell you why. Because today is the premiere in North America of the Bollywood movie Bog Milkha Bog. So I'm heading out this afternoon to one of the several Toronto area theaters it's playing at. I thought it was only going to be playing at one or two, but it's playing at several. So easy to get to. Now today it's already yesterday in India. So first thing this morning I was checking out the Indian newspaper reviews of the movie, and they've been very favorable, even using the word epic. Of course, my only involvement with the project was strictly to assist in the choreographing of the running action scenes. We didn't see anything else, so I have no idea whatsoever how the rest of the movie turned out. Apparently it's a long one. It's just over 3 hours, which is going to be a lot of subtitles to read. Lots of popcorn will be needed. Next week I'll give you my review. What else? This weekend I'm looking forward to hanging out with clients at the Dawn 5 and 8K. Guess that means it's an early morning race beside the Dawn River. It's happening Sunday in Sunnybrook Park. If you happen to be there, I would love to meet you after, and that's after you finish sweating. So, anyway, today's topic, avoiding running injuries. When I'm conducting workshops, I almost always begin by asking the question, how many of you in the past year have had some sort of injury requiring medical attention or physiotherapy, or you've had pains or illness that have interrupted your training? Notice I label an illness an injury. And inevitably about 75% in the group will grimace and then raise their hands into the air. Now that's a sad situation, because the secret of getting ahead in this sport of long distance running is to be able to string not weeks together but months together of consistent training. And runners, this is a very unforgiving sport, one that has a sinister side to it. You always have to be wary. I mean, after all, it's a very concussive activity where thousands of times during a workout you're crashing to the ground. You have to absorb that. It's not like football or hockey where you can often play through injuries and still be effective because of other skills. And I'm not wanting to jinx you, but if you are competitive, you're going to push the envelope, and eventually you'll sustain some sort of injury or develop an untimely illness. It's sort of like for anyone who regularly cycles, every rider falls. And as we all know, some bikers have even fallen from grace. So it's important that you play it smart and always be thinking of injury avoidance by building in safety margins in order to minimize the impact of any new onset of ache or pain. So what are the reasons for injuries? Well, I have 7 to offer you, plus 1. Reason number 1, doing too much too soon. I personally learned this the real hard way. Regular listeners will recall that last week I talked about one of my heroes, Jerome Drayton, because I learned that he and other top runners of his time, and of these times, were doing well over 160 kilometers per week. So I decided at the age of 20 to up my distances drastically, and for a while I enjoyed some huge improvements, but eventually I developed a serious injury which put me out of the picture for a couple of years. And the truth is, determining what actually is too much in terms of volume and or intensity is a matter of judgment and experience. There's no hard rule of thumb. That's often the value of having a coach. Hint, hint. But basically the game is to increase cautiously to a new level, hold it there for a while, and allow time for adaptation. And when you think it's safe, increase again. How much time? Well, it's going to be again a judgment call. By the way, in this regard, personal trainers can drive me crazy. It's like they want to make sure the client feels like they're getting their money's worth by working them hard. And that's cool, but not at the first few workouts. I've had many clients crippled by their personal trainers having them hit it hard with forward lunges and hardly being able to walk for a couple of weeks. Reason number 2, biomechanical issues. Obviously, not everyone is ideally constructed to run. They may be knock-kneed or bow-legged or have one leg longer than the other or hyperpronate, all of which may simply increase the odds of getting hurt. Doesn't mean you're going to be. If you were to build a robot and you were designing this thing, you would probably think in terms of symmetry. Obviously, not one human being on the planet is symmetrical. Reason number 3, accidents. Pretty obvious. Life happens. You sprain an ankle or you strain a back muscle during a house move. And then out of the blue, one of Canada's top marathoners, Reid Coolsat, was enjoying a solid year of consistent training this year. And early last month, he crashed while mountain biking. And he severely broke his collarbone, and he's now out of the World Track and Field Championships. Really a shame. As I mentioned last week, you can go to his blog, and if you're not, squeamish, you can see X-rays. I think he's still got them posted of how he shattered his collarbone. Brutal. Reason number 4, wearing the wrong shoes for you. Often the first step to take if you develop some sort of issue is to make a change in shoes. Unfortunately, it's a trial and error process. Reason number 5, getting hurt doing other activities. You go to a barbecue, you play some pickup soccer, and bam, sprain an ankle or someone kicks you in the knee. I remember in grade 11 I was paranoid about doing other things, and I stopped my downhill skiing for that reason. Reason number 6, growth spurts during adolescence. Now this is a biggie, and the growth spurts can make the body parts more susceptible to trouble as they change in their shape and their sizes, and they can actually result in changing the runner's biomechanics. So parents and coaches need to be really on guard for this. I've coached several young athletes who have sprouted huge during their 15th, 16th, 17th year, and during such periods, little nigglies, little aches and pains often appear that need to be respected. Reason number 7, lifestyle. Now I'm talking about sleep, diet, and dealing with life challenges. We all know this, but lack of discipline can be disastrous. Okay, so those are the 7 reasons. Now I said I had 7 plus 1, and here's the big reason in my mind. Reason number 8, not backing off when you do get an injury. Believe me, this is not the sport to go into denial with or to tough it out. You never ever want to call what you might think is the body's bluff. This isn't Texas Hold'em. So if you feel a new sensation, consider it a giant red flag, and don't hesitate to take the day off or defer the hard workout. Play it smart. If you run while you're hurt, you risk not only prolonging and embedding your injury, you may also risk developing other injuries. We call them compensatory injuries. I addressed this issue in the question and answer section of my website, and you can check out the post dealing with aches. So that's it for now, runners. I'll see you on the roads, and hopefully in a healthy state.